Hey everybody, I'm JJ Johnson. You're watching Reality Survival. And today we're just going to talk a little bit about BattleBox, Self-Reliance, Mission 33. Pretty cool box, and let me just kind of show you the card right here with all the stuff that's in it. Hit pause if you like. You want to see all the prices and everything and what comes in each box. Okay, so for the first basic box, $24.99 a month, we have the Speedy Stitcher Sewing All Kit, and this is pretty cool deal. I don't have one of these. I have a lot of different leather working tools and all that kind of stuff, and I've always wanted to pick one of these up because I think that they're a pretty handy thing to have, especially if you're trying to work with bigger, thicker, heavier materials, canvas, leather, those kinds of things. So that's kind of cool. Okay, what's the next thing here? The next one, we got a knife, and pretty cool little knife. This is the Opinel No. 6 carbon steel knife. These are made in France, and I've always wanted to try one of these too. I never bought one. Not a big fan of the French in general. I've heard that their knives are good. Now this has a little collar on it that allows it to be kind of a lock blade. I don't think you're going to want to be doing any split wood fires or anything like that with it. Pretty cool little knife. Whittling and stuff like that. The next one here is the Marbles Pocket Puck Knife Tool Sharpener. This I have a lot of experience with. We use these when I was a survival school instructor, and this is what I always used to sharpen up my axe. Worked really good. You got two sides to it. You got a coarse and a fine side. Yeah, this is a great little tool to have right here. Ready Man Tinder Scraper. Where did that go? I don't have a whole lot to say about that. It's kind of a cheese grater kind of thing. I'm sure it probably works, but this is not, not a tool that's going to last forever. Okay, the advanced box has got, it's $50 a month, and it comes with the Condor Kephart Blade Blank. This is kind of cool. It's a pretty basic, but honestly, the basic knives are kind of my favorite, so I'm kind of looking forward to this. I might let one of the boys do this, or who knows, I might do it myself. It also has a couple of walnut scales with it, and then 3 brass pins as well. Alright, so the next thing, and that's a 1075 high carbon steel is what that blade is made of. The next thing we've got is DF4 Deadfall Trap. DF4 Deadfall Trap. I'm going to assume it kind of goes that way. At least on putting some weight on it like this. Yeah. And then it probably goes like that. And then you put the bait and stuff down here on this end, I would imagine. Kind of a cool little deal. I'll have to play around with that a little bit and see how well it works. But yeah, not bad. And let's see, that was it for the advanced box. And then we go to the Pro box, and this is the $99 box, and it comes with a Zombie Tinder Bushcrafter kit. Zombie Tinder, they make some pretty good tinders. I've done some videos on those on the channel here in the past. Let's take a look and see what's in the box. Nice ferro rod and scraper. So that's pretty cool. So it's made to where it kind of comes apart, like if you wanted to wear it around your neck or something like that. So you got 2 sections. You got a scraper over here, or striker, excuse me. There you go. Works pretty good. It's probably a 5/16 inch diameter ferro rod. And you've got a piece of aluminum on the end here with a scraper, and all that kind of goes right down in together. And then if you pull that tight, kind of holds it down in there. So yeah, I like that. That's pretty cool. Vaseline and cotton balls. And we got a little bit of jute twine. And then we have one zombie tinder in there. Got a little bit of flint or chert, whichever it is. And then a steel striker. That's kind of cool. It looks like there's some char cloth in there as well. See if I can get a good strike on it. There we go. Getting some sparks. Hopefully you guys can see that. I don't know. yeah, let's get some good sparks. So that's cool. Had like 3 pieces of flint. Oh, you got a little tiny bit of char cloth. 550 paracord. 6 feet of 550 cord for a bow and drill. The other thing is that the flint and steel has a divot right here for working your bow and drill spindle. So you kind of hold it like this. You can kind of work it like that. So, you know, that's a pretty cool little kit. I definitely like the ferro rod and the steel striker and all that stuff. And it's a nice compact little kit. The last thing is the Pro Plus Knife of the Month box, and that's $150. And this is the Condor Primitive Bush Knife by Matt Graham. And all these knives are made in El Salvador. And this is a pretty nice little knife. Kind of an odd shape. Somewhat reminiscent of a kukri, but sort of not. It's got a nice kind of a double sharpened tip, but then it's got a good flat back with the spine, so it would be good for doing split wood fires and stuff. I'm not sure what the hole in the middle is for, but if you guys know, you can go ahead and stick that down in the comments. Again, made by Condor. It's 420 HC, and then 88. I'm not sure what the 88 is, but got a walnut handle with 3 kind of holes through the handle there, and it's actually very comfortable in the hand. I mean, I'm sure it would be a pretty easy knife to work with. It's got some good weight up front. If you like to chop and stuff, you probably could. It's got Matt Graham's initials or name right in the side there. You know, a lot of people don't like 420 stainless steel knives, but you know, they don't necessarily hold an edge as good as some other steels. But I tell you what, they're really tough, and I've had good luck with them. I've got a lot of knives that are 420 and or 440 or whatever stainless, and you know, they last. You don't have to worry about them rusting, and you do have to sharpen them a little bit more often, but they're pretty easy to sharpen too. So let me show you the sheath. The sheath is kind of interesting. I'm not a huge fan of the sheath, but it, you know, Matt Graham's kind of a woodsy, bushcrafty guy or whatever. And the idea is that you kind of stuff this in between your belt, and then that little flap of leather will hold it. I don't really like that design, but, you know, I mean, I think it would have been better to have just a loop come around. But hey, I didn't design it, so. It'll definitely work, and if you're throwing it in your pack or whatever, you know, then that's going to work fine. It's actually a nice leather. They did a good job with it. It's got a nice finish. It's all right. So, that is this month's Battle Box. You know, like I always say with these Battle Box things, all subscription boxes, in my opinion anyway, they're really for 2 kinds of people. The kind of people who have extra cash, and they just like to see, you know, get a surprise each month, and you know, they're going to spend a couple $100 on gear each month anyway, and so they just go ahead and do this, and that way it kind of comes to them and they get the surprise. It's like Christmas each month, you know, and that kind of thing. The other kind of people that I think this is good for is, you know, with Battle Box in particular, you can go back and buy the previous months. I think it does cost a little bit more, but if you see all the stuff that's in the box ahead of time and you say, hey, I want that stuff, then you can go and buy it individually, as opposed to doing it on the subscription side where you don't really know what's coming. So, you know, those are kind of the ways that that I think Battle Box is useful for those kind of 2 groups of people, basically. This is a pretty good box. Definitely like some of the tools that are in here and stuff like that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about what do you think is the best subscription box service that you've seen so far. You know, I'd be curious to know which ones they are. I'm mostly familiar with Battle Box, but I have seen some of the other ones, and some of them are terrible. I've had people offer me to review them, and I said no, I'm not going to review that because you're sending out a bunch of junk. But Battle Box is pretty good overall. I think I've been reviewing it 8 months now, and I think maybe 1 month was terrible, the other month was like but the rest of them have been pretty good. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. As always, I definitely appreciate it when you click the thumbs up button, when you share it with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. And don't forget to live the 6 Ps. Prior preparation prevents poor performance. Stay safe, guys.